This is like my, I think my second or third Periscope now, and kind of digging it, kind of like it. I think I'm going to do more of these things. So, this is my favorite spot, or one of my favorite spots in my house. This is actually up in my bedroom, little nook area. I got my buddy here. Hey, say. He's chilling with me. And so, what I want to talk about today for you guys and gals is I want to talk about the difference between optimizing a funnel and fixing an unprofitable funnel. And I want to make sure that you recognize the difference between the two activities, that you understand the different metrics that you look at and utilize when optimizing a funnel versus fixing an unprofitable funnel, and really the overall objective of each of those. Because I think that a lot of marketers really, and I'm going to do this. I got to find a better way to position this thing. But I really think that a lot of marketers, they kind of bring the two together in their mind, and they look at optimizing a funnel the same way they look at fixing an unprofitable funnel. Or really what I should say, I think the better way to say it is that I think a lot of marketers mistakenly think that the way to fix an unprofitable funnel is through optimization. And let me clarify a couple of things for you right now, okay? And these are kind of worth writing down and pondering a little bit later on. That optimizing a funnel is, and now I got this guy here with me. We found this rare cat, this Havana brown cat, and he's now an official member of the household. But so optimizing a funnel is all about making tweaks, testing various tweaks in an attempt to improve the performance of the funnel after it is already performing at the minimum ROI, at your minimum return on investment. So let's say, for example, your minimum return on investment that you're looking for is break even, right? You might be at break even, you might be running a little bit negative, but let's say the minimum return on investment that you're looking for is break even. So you're looking to put out $1 in traffic and you're looking to make back $1 in traffic. Well, once you are at break even, optimization is about improving that, is about running various A/B split tests to incrementally improve the performance of your funnel. Now, this is very different from fixing a funnel. Fixing an unprofitable funnel is this idea that you have a funnel that is not yet producing at the minimum ROI that you're looking for. In our example, that just means that you have a funnel that's not yet at break even. So for every dollar that you are putting out, maybe you're making back 60 cents or 70 cents or 50 cents or 40 cents, right? Your funnel is not yet at the minimum ROI that you are looking for. Well, when the funnel is not at the minimum ROI that you're looking for, we don't go into optimization mode, right? Again, optimization mode, I don't mean to kind of beat a dead horse with this, but optimization is all about incremental improvement, right? When you hear these marketers talk about, hey, I ran a split test on my button color, or I ran a split test on my background color, and I got a 2% response, or 2% bump in response or conversions. That's all about optimization. That's all about incremental improvement. And that's okay, because during the optimization stage, we're looking for incremental improvement. We're willing to incrementally improve the performance of your funnel steadily over time. We're going to constantly run tests, and the majority of the tests that we run are not going to produce any incremental improvement. That's okay. We know that over time, as we continue to test, that we're going to find these little incremental improvements that over time are going to improve the performance of of our funnel that is already producing at the minimum necessary ROI. But when we take a brand new funnel and we test it with some traffic, some Facebook traffic, let's just say, and our ROI is in the toilet, meaning our ROI is, 50%. Our ROI is 40%, whatever it is. We're not looking for incremental improvement. We're not looking for these little tests, these little things that we can tweak to increase conversions by 2% or by 1.5% or by 3%. That's not what we're after. We're looking for the things that scream, not the things that whisper. When it comes to optimization, it's cool to focus on button color and background color and headline color and maybe even font and switching out captions on your images. These things that can produce incremental improvement. But when you have an unprofitable funnel, meaning it is not at the minimum ROI, we're not looking for the things that whisper. We're looking to tweak the things that scream. And I'll tell you what those are in just a second. You're looking for the things that can legitimately double conversions. Right? That's what I remember. Look, I remember I was having this conversation once with Rich Sheffrin. When I used to run the marketing, or when I was partners with Rich, across the street from the office in downtown Delray was a cigar bar that for whatever reason was this hot spot that attracted all of these local copywriters, marketers, venture capitalists. Like some of the biggest deals went down at this cigar bar. I think in Michael Masterson or Mark Ford's book with Mary Ellen Trivey, Changing the Channel, they talk about in that book a cigar bar. It was that particular cigar bar. So one night, Rich and I were sitting there and we were sitting at the table, and off to the right of me was Mark Ford, Michael Masterson. You may know Mark Ford. Michael Masterson is his pen name. He's the guy behind, the marketing wizard behind Agora, the newsletter publishing behemoth, as I like to say. Rich and I were talking about testing and split testing and some of the things that we were split testing and some of the test results. And Mark looked up from writing one of his essays and he said, he basically said, he chuckled and he said, what you're looking for when you want to really fix a campaign is you're looking for the things that have the potential to double your conversions. Does it have the chance to double conversions? See, button color, not going to double conversions, right? Background color on a web page, not going to double conversions, right? The type of font that you use, not going to double conversions. The caption below a picture, not going to double conversions. Can those things incrementally improve results? Yes. Should those things be tested? Yes. When? When you're optimizing a funnel, not when you are trying to fix an unprofitable funnel. So what do you focus on? What are the things that scream then, the things that scream that don't whisper, the things that have the potential to double your response? So there are 4 things. These are the same 4 things that I teach clients that are part of the E5 funnel architecting framework that we use here at Marketing Funnel Automation. These are the same things that we help a brand new agency client with. And so these are the 4 things that we look at when let's say a client comes to us and they're testing a new funnel that they designed and it's not profitable, or it's not at the minimum level of return on investment. So the first one is the biggie and is the one that I talk about the most and is the hardest for most marketers to grasp. And that is the idea behind the funnel. The idea behind the funnel. It's the idea behind the headline. It's the overarching idea behind the message. It's the idea, the quality of the idea that you are bringing to the marketplace through your funnel message. Whether you realize it or not as a marketer, whether marketers realize it or not, behind every single marketing funnel, there is an idea. Whether the marketer has thought through the quality of the idea, whether it's a new and compelling and exciting and fresh and different idea, or whether it's a plain vanilla idea. There's an idea behind your funnel. And like I've said before many times, like I first learned, right? We are in the idea business. Don't be fooled, right? Even, I hear often marketers, and I see a bunch of these hearts. Awesome. If you're digging this and you're getting value from this, do whatever that thing is. And maybe I'll do more of these. I really like this, actually. This is kind of cool. There you go. I see green. I wish I could see, for some reason I can't see comments. And so I'm not sure if anybody's commenting or not. But anyway, let me get back to this. So, it's kind of funny because we hear often that, we're, as marketers, as if you're in the info publishing business, if you are in the consulting business, if you're in the product, the product business, like physical product, whatever it is, that you're actually in the marketing business. And you are. But even before that, we are in the idea business, right? That was a lesson that I first learned from Mark Ford, that the business that we're in is coming up with compelling ideas, great ideas, right? It's startling ideas that are new and unique and fresh and different to the market, ideas that make the market say, your prospects say, wow, I've never thought of it that way. I never saw it that way. That's interesting. I want to understand more about that, right? And so at the foundation of your funnel, the very first thing that we look at that has the power and the potential to double your conversions, if not more, or slash your conversions in half, is the quality of the idea. And so the very first thing that I'm looking for is this a new, unique, and different idea? Is this an idea behind the funnel that is truly emotionally compelling because it's got a big, bold, audacious promise that's linked to a unique mechanism? And is it intellectually interesting? Is there something intellectually interesting about this that makes the prospect say, that gives them the feeling of discovery, that gives them the feeling of an aha moment, that gives them the feeling of I just stumbled on something newsworthy, something worthy of passing along, it gives them an aha. That's the first of four things that we look at when fixing an unprofitable marketing funnel. The second is what is often in long-form copy referred to as the lead. And that's the headline and the first 500 to 800 words of the copy. That could be whether you have a VSL script, that's whether you have a long-form sales letter, it does not matter, right? I want to look at what are you doing to articulate the idea of your funnel. Understand that your headline is the articulation of an idea, right? And let me say this, and I want you to get this, so please pay attention to this, okay? That what I want you to get is that there are a lot of different ways to write a headline that expresses an idea, right? You and I could have the same idea. We could start with the same idea. All of us on here could start with the same idea and then express that idea differently with different verbs, with different adjectives, with different nouns, with a different, just different words to the copy, right? And so the headline is an expression of the idea. It always starts with the idea. We start with the idea and then I go on and now let's look at how are you expressing that idea? Are you using the most action-packed verbs? Are you using is it pithy? Is it tight? Is it on point? Are you using the most descriptive, power-packed words possible to express that idea? Because that's the second thing I'm gonna look for in the headline. Along with the headline, and it's funny, my arm is getting tired from holding this thing. I got to figure out a tripod gig. And so, the second thing is that in the lead, right, the first 500 to 800 words of the copy, right, the job is to set the hook. The job is to open up loops. The job is to create anticipation and excitement for what is to come. And so I want to look to see what kind of job is being done in the funnel. So we start with the idea, then we go on to the lead. The lead includes the headline as well as the first 500 to 800 words of copy. And how good of a job have you done setting that hook into your prospects so they're not going anywhere? The third thing is the how airtight is the marketing and sales argument that you've presented. Now, if you've heard me talk about this before, or if you've heard me talk about funnels before, you've heard me talk about this idea that when I put together a funnel, it's much more for me like thinking like a prosecutor, proving a case, presenting an airtight, logical, and emotional argument than it is me thinking like a salesperson. Right? I'm not thinking like a salesperson. I'm thinking like a marketer. I'm not a salesperson. You're not a salesperson. You're a marketer. And there's a huge difference between marketing and selling. Marketing is about taking desire and turning that desire for a result, desire for an outcome, desire for a benefit, and turning that desire into demand for your product before you ever even introduce your product. It's about taking the prospect's existing desire, not creating desire, but leveraging desire, turning that desire into demand for your product through education-based marketing. Not through education, not through information that makes you look like a genius or a superstar, wizard, but information, education that establishes beliefs in the mind of the prospect, beliefs that they need to have in order to buy. Right? Just like a prosecutor proving a case in front of a jury, right? That prosecutor knows that jury needs to have certain beliefs in order to find the defendant guilty. That's what the prosecutor does. And the prosecutor presents an airtight, emotional, and logical argument that leads the jury to the conclusion that, yes, this defendant is guilty. And then the prosecutor gives the call to action. Here's what I want you to do now. Go and find them guilty and blah, blah, blah. So I want to look at how airtight is the argument? How solid is the argument? How much proof is there in that argument? That how good of a job are you doing at establishing the beliefs that prospect needs? That's the third thing. The fourth of the four things that we look at, the four things that scream, the four things that can double your conversions, the four things that we look at to fix an unprofitable funnel, the fourth one is the offer. Right? And in, the traditional kind of, rule for direct response is list, offer, copy. In order of importance, list. Who are you talking to? Who's your audience, right? Is your audience targeted? Offer. Offer is more important than copy. A great offer will overcome weak copy, right? But great copy will never overcome a weak offer. I think it amazes me how many marketers will spend 10 minutes or 12 minutes coming up with an offer, right? I'm writing this essay right now and I'm talking about in this essay how marketers it amazes me how they'll invest so much time on the second sentence in the third paragraph on the fourth page of their VSL, tweaking it, trying to fix this second sentence in the third paragraph on the fourth page of their VSL script. And they'll spend hours and hours and sometimes days. And sometimes I've had clients and they spent weeks, yet they spend 12 minutes on the offer. Right? Meanwhile, the offer is one of the four things that scream. It's one of the four things that can make or break the profitability of your funnel. When it comes to the offer, you want to invest all the time, energy, effort, resources necessary to come up with a superior, irresistible, over-the-top offer that makes your prospects say, why the heck wouldn't I do this? I would be crazy not to do this. That's what we're looking for. So when we're fixing an unprofitable funnel, I'm immediately going to go and I'm going to immediately first and foremost look at the idea, right? I want to look at the idea. Then I'm going to look at the lead, the headline in the first 500 to 800 words of copy. I'm going to look at the sales argument, the marketing and sales argument, and then I'm going to look at the offer. And those are the areas that if you focus your time, energy, and attention on those, my gosh, you will jack up the conversion rate, and you will ultimately jack up your ROI. The last thing that I want to say, because I know that I'm running like, I don't even know how long this thing has been. 20 minutes now. My gosh. And I don't even know if there's a limit on these periscopes in terms of how long you can go, but we're going to find out. And if you're digging this, hit I love there's all these like floating, hearts and whatnot. I really wish that I can see the comments. Why I can't, I don't know. But anyway, the last thing that I want to say is about metrics for 1 second. And look, the only metric that I care about when we're first testing a funnel, really the metric that drives all other metrics for me and for clients and what I teach our students at Marketing Funnel Automation is ROI, is return on investment. There are two different kind of categories of metrics. There are what we call optimization metrics, like opt-in rate, sales conversion rate, order form abandonment rate, and upsell take rate. Those are metrics that don't determine the viability of a funnel. Doesn't matter what your opt-in rate is. You could have 100% opt-in rate and you could still be losing money. Doesn't matter what your sales conversion rate is. It doesn't tell you whether your funnel is viable or not. You could have a 50% sales conversion rate and be losing money. Doesn't matter what your, like those are optimization metrics. Those are metrics that we use when we are optimizing the funnel, when we are improving the performance of a funnel. And we use those different optimization metrics, opt-in rate, sales conversion rate, order form abandonment rate, and upsell take rate to identify the constraint in your funnel. That I'm going to save for a different periscope. We use those metrics to identify the constraint, the one weakest link in your funnel, and then we focus on that weakest link first when we're optimizing. That's how we methodically and strategically optimize a funnel. But when we're rolling out and we're testing a new funnel and then we're ultimately fixing the funnel, I'm looking at ROI because that's the only thing that you could take to the bank. That's the only thing that determines the viability of your funnel is for every dollar that you spend on traffic or invest in traffic, how much money do you make back? Period. Right? The reality is that you never even have to look at optimization metrics like opt-in rate, sales conversion rate, order form abandonment rate, and upsell take rate. And if your ROI is at break even, let's just say, just break even, you should be thrilled dancing in the streets because you can now scale that bad boy and acquire new customers for free. And so there you go. Hopefully today you got an idea of the difference between optimizing a funnel to improve performance and fixing an unprofitable funnel. If you got value, do the heart thing. I guess that leads to more people seeing this. Do the heart thing, tap the hearts, share the I'm going to do more of these because I dig it. I like it. And if you want me to do more, post on Facebook. Let me know that, tag me or hashtag, however you do that thing with social media. And let me know because I enjoyed doing this and I think I want to do more of these. Maybe I would start to do a couple of these a week. Hey, Oreo, say here. My man's totally disinterested. What's up, dude? All right, over and out. Have a great day, productive day. Move closer to your goals, and I'll see you in our next Periscope. And so, take care, everyone.